Wolfgang.
Hello.
It looks like there's no good and bad, no precious photography anymore, no hierarchy. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't agree.
So tell me.
Well, of course, there's bad photography, just like there's bad painting. There's less and good food, and of course, the question of bad can be personal. It can be a question of taste. It can be a question of technical qualities. I think I want people to think about what they see and understand how they see and what they want to see, and for that I create amplitude. I create a range from small pictures to large pictures, from different carriers and different mediums, and so that they all have integrity and importance, and size is not what attributes importance only, but that doesn't mean that everything is the same.
No, you spoke about question with a W and the question with an H. Could you explain?
On my introductory notes at the press conference, I invited visitors to not approach the work with the pictures with the W questions, where, who, when, what, but to see them as propositions that could be general, that could be in different places at different times, just like a still life of asparagus by Manet. We don't ask where is this, when is this, whose asparagus is this, and
why do you choose this example?
I just find it's a painting I love, and it's kind of quite poignant.
But you know the story about the one added, one asparagus?
Really?
Yeah, because it was a Mason, and so he sent him another asparagus as a gift.
Really?
Yeah, that's a beautiful story about it. Sorry. So
okay,
please keep on.
Yes. So photography has the great power to transport us and connect us to reality and past reality, but it is, of course, never really the reality. It is pictures translated from it and artifacts made from it, and what makes them special is not what you can describe with words, with like where, who, what, why, but it's more what I would say is the how. How is this translated? How are the colors translated from reality onto paper? That is often escaping words, and but is really at the heart of what brings meaning to photographs and to my work.
In this exhibition, we see that there's really a dialogue between different kinds of photography. When they are unique, presented in a unique way, as they are as pertinent as when they are together.
Absolutely. I do hope and expect the photographs to all be standalone works on their own right, and they are in most cases in the exhibition anyway having space to be looked at and understood as single works, and then at a wider look they become a dialogue and a spatial installation, and that's, I guess, the question points at an either or, And I found that in my work, I don't like to make black and white choices. But language likes to describe things as black and white. Is this or that?
Yes.
Language tries to define things in.
And our culture, like
Yes.
abstraction or figuration.
Yes, which is totally not real.
Yes.
No, because the barrier, the border between abstraction and figuration is fluid. And Concord, which I made already in 1997.
Which was presented in Paris, in fact, very early on, no?
Yes,
Musée d'Art Moderne de la Ville de Paris.
yes. Which it's like, is this the sky, or is this a color field? Is this dye on paper, or is this the real sky? Well, it has a strong narrative and poetry, but it's also a work about color. And yeah.
And my last question is about politics. Being an artist and to have a speech about what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I often get asked, should artists be more political? And my answer is, everybody should be more political. Every baker and every car mechanic and every banker should take greater care about society and care of democracy and
why not artists?
well, why artists so much? People always ask, oh, artists should be more political.
Yes.
But I think, yes, of course, artists are welcome and have in the past been engaged and involved in society, but it is not in every artist to do that.
But I'm not asking about artists, I'm asking about you.
Well,
One artist.
Well, personally, I have always seen a connection between the private and the political. How else can you see the world when you are gay, for example? Like when other people control your private life in past decades, there can't be a border between this is strictly private and that is political. So the importance of having an eye on politics has been with me ever since
if one follow you on Instagram, for example, you were extremely involved before the Brexit.
Yes. The turn from being an acute, aware observer and follower of politics and cultural history was when, in 2016, there was an attack on the very foundations of my European life. And as I knew it, as I lived it and built it in a spirit of European understanding and that was based on a spirit of reconciliation after the Second World War, that was the last large conflict until recently in Europe after centuries of bloodshed.
And you feel very European.
Yes. The wonderful thing is when you spend a month in New York or in the United States, and of course in any other continent, you so realize how close, as a German, I am to an Italian, how close French are to Swedish. We have so much that we share, and to revive a petty look at what divides us in this small house that is Europe is completely crazy, and I think it is a folly and it is vain, and politicians in all European countries on the far right and sometimes far left are using divisions for their personal gain, that they don't estimate how dangerous the flames are that they are fanning. And I hope that the threat that Russia poses to the life that we live in a free Europe is not forgotten, and that people understand the urgency, the threat that we are under, and that we must never give in to Putin and autocracy and destruction of democracy.
You wrote, or you said, when it's lost forever.
The sentence came to me in a nightclub in Williamsburg, which was in a very precarious space, a small safe space, so to speak, and that got by just under the radar. And I thought, if they get closed down, there will not be a next one next door. These places of what we hold dear, we must protect. We must do something, because when something is lost because we didn't care enough, there won't be a replacement tomorrow. And the same with the European Union. We understand it as something that is indestructible and forever there, and forget that it is actually fragile. And when it's gone...
As we see with England, right?
Yes.
You're 100% right, because you said that about Brexit.
Yes. And then nationalism takes hold, and a whole different type of conversation takes hold, and it's not good.
Of course. And so, just what's your next dream now?
My next what?
Dream.
Really, I find the war that Russia brought to Ukraine extremely disturbing, and I dream that will somehow end when there's no end in sight right now. I want to be happy and live my life and have all the goals and whatever I still want to achieve, but I also know that this is not important in the big picture of Europe being brought to the brink of an existential war.
Merci.